Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and I'm the crochet designer slash business strategist here behind A Crafty Concept. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make these adorable Easter egg gift holders. So these have a little slit in the back where you can stick some fun treats like candy, stickers, tattoos, money for the older kids, anything like that. These work up really super fast and are addicting to make. So spoiler alert, you may end up making 50 of them after you watch this video because they're really super fun. These are refillable. You can use them every single year. This one is made with cotton. So if you were trying to eliminate plastic in your life, you could use cotton or a different natural fiber to crochet them. They are very, very simple and fun and easy to make. Before we jump into the video, I want to take a quick minute to give a shout out to this video's coffee sponsor. Today's coffee sponsor is Robin Allen, and she says, I have been in business for years and your content is really helping me bring my ideas to market, and you're helping me stay relevant in a fast-paced, social media driven world. Thank you for all you do for the crafting community. And she put her website, which is bellasblossoms.net. Thank you so much, Robin, for being this video's coffee sponsor. I am absolutely thrilled that you find value in my content and I'm helping you grow the business of your dreams. That is exactly why I do what I do. So you just absolutely made my day. If you would like to be a coffee sponsor, you can go to acraftyconcept.com/coffee and donate there. Leave a comment and you will get a shout out in one of my new videos. Two quick things to mention before we get started. One, I have a freebie that goes with this pattern, and two, I'm going to give you a sneak peek at my next pattern that's coming out at the end of this video. So be sure to stay tuned to the very end so you can see all of the fun festive things that come with this pattern and that are coming out very, very soon. Let's hop on over to my table and see what you need to make one of these super cute refillable crochet Easter eggs. Here's what you will need to make your own refillable Easter eggs. You will need some yarn of your choice. This is Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton in the color Warm Pink. For this pattern, I recommend using a solid color like this, or maybe even doing some subtle stripes like with the big, or even like two colors, top and bottom, like a color block situation. But with this specific pattern, it has worked where it is made like this. It's made like this, and then we flip it right side out at the end, so our seams are on the inside, and then this gives it the more rounded look of an actual egg. So solid colors work well with this pattern, or big chunks like this. If you do try to use variegated yarn, your seam could look a little messy. And if you're okay with this, then go for it. But if it's a solid color, it's much cleaner. You can't see a lot of the different colors as you can right here. I will be releasing a pattern to show you how to do it the other way, so stay tuned for that. But for this pattern, I suggest a solid color or just a few color changes. If you want to do some big stripes, that's fine as well. You will need a hook to go with your yarn. This is a number 4 worsted weight yarn, so I will be using my G 4.0 millimeter crochet hook. This is Clover & More brand, my favorite hook brand to work with. I highly, highly, highly recommend these hooks if you've never used them before. Try one, it will change your life. And you will also need a pair of scissors and a tapestry needle, and that is all you're gonna need for this pattern. You can also use acrylic yarn if you want to. This is one that I made using acrylic yarn. I still used a G hook for this one, but you can use basically any type of yarn that you want and any hook combo. It will just create a different size. So we are going to be using this color here of Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton. You can find this full crochet pattern on my website. There's a link for it down below. There is a graph in that pattern, and there's also a graph in the ad-free PDF if you purchase that. All of those things will be linked down below for you guys if you want to check them out. The graph helps me know which number of stitches to be in the next row, so if it helps you, that is a tool that's available to you. We're going to start by making a slip knot, and yes, my nails look awful. I did not have time to paint them before making this video. I am in a hurry and have limited time while my daughter is in school, so this is what we got. Now we're going to foundation single crochet 10. To do a foundation single crochet, we put our slip knot on our hook, and then we're going to grab our yarn and chain 1 like that. We're going to do it again for chain 2. Now we're going to insert our hook into that first chain, and I like to make sure to go under like this for my first one. And that's where we're going to place our first single crochet for the foundation single crochet. To do the foundation single crochet, you're going to yarn over. I yarn under. It's just how I taught myself. You can yarn over if you want to. I might say yarn over while I yarn under. Don't worry about it. You do whichever way you feel comfortable with. It will not affect this pattern. Grab your yarn, pull up a loop. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 1, and then yarn over and pull through 2. That chain that we just made when we yarn over and pull through 1, that's where we're going to insert our hook for the next foundation single crochet. So that is 1 foundation single crochet. Insert your hook into that chain space that you just made. And I like going under both loops. I think it gives me a cleaner edge. Okay. Now grab your yarn and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 1. That's our next chain space for our next foundation single crochet stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2. That's 2. Insert into that chain space that you created when you pulled through 1, just like that. Grab your yarn, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 1. Yarn over, pull through 2. That's 3. We're going to keep doing that all the way down until we have 10 foundation single crochet stitches. 9, and the last one is 10. Okay, chain 1 and turn our work. Now we are on row 2 of the front piece of our egg. We're going to increase in the first stitch closest to our chain. The chain does not count as a stitch. Increase here, which means putting 2 single crochets in the same hole. That's 1 and that's 2. 2 single crochets in the same hole is our increase. Then we're going to single crochet across. Single crochet across 8 until we get to 1 stitch left, and we're going to increase in the last stitch, giving us a total of 12 stitches in the row. Okay, ending on an increase. Chain 1 and turn our work. For row 3, we're just going to single crochet 1 time in each stitch all the way down, giving us again a total of 12 stitches. 11 and 12. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. We are on row 4. This is another increase row, so we're going to start with an increase and end with an increase, and we're going to go from 12 to 14 stitches. So increase in the first stitch, and then single crochet down till you get to the last stitch. Okay, 1 stitch left. We're going to increase in this one, 2 single crochets together, and that's going to give us a total of 14 stitches. Chain 1 and turn our work. For row 5, we're just going to single crochet 1 time in each stitch all the way down, again for a total of 14 stitches. And 14, perfect. Chain 1 and turn our work. For row 6, we're going to increase in the first and last stitches, giving us a total of 16 stitches in the row. So increase in the first stitch, single crochet down, 14, and now we have 15 and 16 in the last stitch. Chain 1 and turn our work. Rows 7 through 11, 5 more rows. We are going to single crochet 1 time in each stitch all the way down for 16 stitches. So 5 more rows of this. That will be through row 11, and then we'll come back and start decreasing to make the top of our egg shapely. Okay, finishing up row 11 with my rows of 16 stitches, chain 1 and turn our work. Now for row 12, we are going to start our decreases. So we are going to decrease over these first 2 stitches right here. Insert your hook into the first stitch, grab your yarn, pull up a loop, insert your hook into the second stitch, grab your yarn, pull up a loop. You now have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3. That is your single crochet decrease, and that counts as our first stitch. Now we're going to single crochet all the way across until there's 2 stitches left. Okay, 2 stitches are left. Now we're going to decrease over these last 2, just like we did on the first one. Insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull up a loop, insert your hook into the next stitch, grab your yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. That is our 14th single crochet. chain 1 and turn your work. For row 13, we're just going to single crochet 1 time in each stitch all the way down, giving us again a total of 14 stitches. 13, 14, chain 1 and turn your work. For row 13, we are going to do another decrease row. So we're going to decrease over the first 2 stitches, single crochet all the way down, and then we're going to decrease over the last 2 stitches. This is going to give us a total of 12 single crochets, chain 1 and turn your work. For row 15, we're just going to single crochet 1 time in each stitch all the way down, giving us again 12 stitches in the row. And 12, chain 1 and turn our work. For row 16, we're going to decrease, single crochet all the way down and then decrease again, giving us a total of 10 stitches in the row. So that's decrease, that counts as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then decrease over the last 2 to give us 10, chain 1 and turn our work. The next row is 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way down, again for a total of 10 stitches. 9, 10, chain 1 and turn our work. For rows 18, 19, and 20, we are going to decrease at the beginning and end of each row. So for 18, we're going to decrease over the first 2, single crochet down, and then we're going to decrease over the last 2, which is going to give us a total of 8 stitches. Here we go. Chain 1 and turn our work. Decrease over the first 2, single crochet down. Then we're going to decrease over the last 2, giving us 6 stitches. Chain 1 and turn our work. This is our last row, row 20. We are going to decrease over the first 2 stitches, single crochet 2, 1 and 2, then decrease over the next 2 stitches. Boom. Now the front piece of our refillable crochet Easter egg is complete. You can cut your yarn and tie off, leaving a tail long enough to sew in. If you want to make any fun designs, now is the time. But if this is your first one, we're not going to make any fun designs. We are just going to make it solid so we can learn the pattern and learn how to do it. If you do want to get creative in the future and make some fun designs, here is an example of what I did. These were surface slip stitch. All of these designs were made with the surface slip stitch. My daughter told me it looked like a monster. I didn't make that connection until after she said it, and now that's all I see. You can tell this one was made the other way instead of flipping it inside out, but you could still make designs on them when you flip them inside out. Just make sure when you close them up that the pretty side is on the inside. That way when you flip it out, it's on the outside. Okay, now we're going to get started making the back 2 pieces of our egg. We're going to make the bottom back piece and then the top back piece. I mentioned earlier that there is a chart with this pattern in the blog post and the paid ad-free PDF version. It's going to look something like this. I'm probably going to clean it up a little bit. But this pink down here is our bottom piece and the green is our top piece. So this middle color here is where the 2 will overlap when we join them together with the top piece. So we're going to start with the bottom piece, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rows. 11 rows for the bottom piece. To do the bottom piece, you are just going to repeat rows 1 through 11 of the top piece. So for the sake of this video, we don't even have to do that one again on camera because it's literally exactly the same. You can just rewind this video or check the time steps down below to see where we started making the first half and do it again, but stop after row 11 and tie off, and then you're going to get started making the top piece, which we will do here on camera because it starts with a foundation single crochet of 16, which is a little bit different from what we did before. This was a foundation single crochet chain of 10, which is exactly the same as the front piece. So we will get started making the top of the back piece together. Then I'll finish it off camera because you've already seen this done, and then I will come back on camera and we will assemble our Easter egg. So let's grab our yarn again and make this row right here, which is row 1 of our top piece, and it's foundation single crochet 16 stitches. So just like we did before, we're going to make a slip knot, chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to single crochet in that first chain down here. But we are going to do it a little different because it's foundation. So insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, then that is where our next stitch is going to go. So I like to hold it with my fingers, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1 foundation single crochet. Go into that chain 1 space that you created, grab your yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 2. Continue again all the way down until you have 16 single crochets. And my last one goes here for 16, chain 1 and turn our work. That's row 1. So 2, 3, and 4 will also be just 16 stitches. So 1 time in each stitch all the way down, giving us a total of 16 stitches in the row, and that is for rows 2, 3, and 4. So 3 more rows, giving you 4 total rows of 16 stitches. And then after you do that, you're just going to continue following with the decreases until you get the top of your egg. Chain 1 and turn our work. Let's look back at our chart here. So we have just done rows 1 and 2. So 3 and 4 will be 16 again. And then rows 5 through 9 are going to be just like we did previously for the front half, giving you a total of 13 rows for the top half. So I'll let you go ahead and do your top and bottom halves off camera. Do not cut your yarn after doing your top half. You can cut your yarn after the bottom half, tie off just like you did for the front piece of our egg here. But for the top half, keep your yarn attached. That is what we are going to use to assemble our front and back pieces together. Okay, I just finished my top piece here. I'm going to go ahead and chain 1 to secure that last stitch. And now we have all 3 pieces of our little egg here. Now we are going to assemble our refillable Easter eggs. I want to show you a few things before we get started. So if you're looking at this egg, let's look at one of these rows of 16 here. So this row right here has 16 stitches. This end of the row looks like a bar. You see these bars right here? That's a bar. That's on the left-hand side of the row. If we go all the way down over here to the left-hand side of the row, we have a hole. This is the hole. That's the right-hand side of the row, and the bar is the left-hand side of the row. So each row has a hole and a bar. And you got to look for those when we're joining our egg pieces together so they're nice and clean. We are going to put our eggs right sides together. So I like for them to be reversed from one another. And if you decorated the front of your egg, make sure it's in the inside of this part. Right sides together. So, and I can tell that they're reversed because my tails are on the left-hand side. So if I flip this one, my tail is on the right-hand side. So it's going to go just like this. Same for the bottom pieces. If they're both like this, my tail is on the same side. So if I flip this one, that is going to be the opposite side. So this is going to tell us that when we have a bar on the top piece, we're going to be looking for a hole on the bottom piece because we are looking at the different ends of the rows when we put them right sides together. Now we are going to start crocheting these together. I'm going to put my hook back in my yarn. We're going to insert our hook into that first stitch and then insert our hook into this connecting stitch on the back piece. I place 2 single crochets in this stitch because it is one of the corner pieces. We have 4 corners, 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 of those corners will have 2 single crochet stitches in each one. So we're going to put 2 single crochet stitches here. That's 1, and then again, that's 2. Then we're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches, go into the front piece, and then go into the back piece that lines up perfectly, and place the single crochet, and then do it again in the next stitch, just like that. Place the single crochet, and then we're going to put 2 stitches in the last of the 4 stitches, the top 4 stitches of our eggs. So we're in the 4th stitch, and then the same one on the other side, and we're going to place 2 single crochet stitches there. That's 1, and for the second one, I'm going to move my tail out of the way and kind of force it to stay down with my second stitch. Now we are going to start going down the left-hand side of our egg. We will have 9 stitches before we have to add our bottom piece of our egg. So we're going to do 9 stitches working our way down here, and then there'll be 4 stitches because there are 4 rows that overlap. The first one, the side of those 4 stitches that we just put stitches in the top of, so these right here, we just put stitches here, but now we have to put a stitch here to connect these two. So we're looking for the side of the last row. The first one is always the weirdest, okay? After this, it's going to make a lot more sense. So the first one, we're looking for a hole. It's going to be this right here. The other holes will look a little bit different, but it's going to be this right here for our first stitch. And then we're looking for a bar that matches on the other side, right there. Insert into that bar. I like to go under both of the pieces of the bar, and that's where we're going to place our first single crochet, going down the right hand side. Okay, that's 1. 8 more until we have to add our bottom piece. So now we have a bar on the front piece, or technically the back, but the front that we're looking at. We have a bar, so we're going to be looking for a hole. There's the hole. Can you see that? It's right there. Go into that hole. That's 2 single crochets. Now we're looking for a hole. It's right there, plain as day. And then a bar right here. This can take some practice. This is just the way to make it the cleanest. If you just want to go to town crocheting them together, you're going to flip it inside out anyway. It's probably fine. Single crochet that together. Okay. How many is that? 3? 1, 2, 3. Bar. Then a hole right there. 4, hole, bar, 5, bar, hole, 6, hole, bar, 7, okay, 7, bar, hole, 8, hole, bar, 9. Okay, now we need to grab our bottom piece. We should have 4 rows left. So it looks like we have bar, hole left. The back 2 pieces will be going through the same type of stitch because these are the back sides of both of them previously. So it's going to go, this one's looking for a bar, so it's going to go bar, bar, hole, bar. Okay, so these 2 are going to be going into the same type of stitch. The bottom piece needs to go on top of the top piece's stitches. That way when we flip it right side out, the top is overlapping the bottom. That way the treats stay nice and hidden in there. This is what we're going for. The top is overlapping the bottom by 4 rows. So we are going to put our hook back into our working yarn, and we're going to grab our bottom piece. We're looking for a bar. Here's the bar. That's the first bar. So we're going to go into the bar and then into another bar, which is this piece here. Into the bar, and then we're going to go into the hole of the solid piece over here. So now we have 3 stitches that we're going through. Place a single crochet. There's going to be 4 stitches total for that goes through all 3 layers like this. Place our single crochet there. And that's 1. Now we have a hole, and then another hole right there, and then a bar in the back. Okay. Place our single crochet. That's 2. Now we have a bar, and then a bar, and then a hole in the back right there. That's our 3rd single crochet, and then our last one is going to go hole and then hole, which is a little weird because it's the starting thing, and then bar. Okay, Make sure everything's laying nice and good. Single crochet. Now we are just doing the bottom piece and the back piece. So we're going into a bar and we're looking for a hole in the back, which is right here. That's where we're going to place our single crochet. That's 1, and we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 single crochets before we get to the bottom. That's 1 hole bar, that's 2 bar hole, that's 3 hole bar, that's 4 bar hole, 5 hole bar, 6, and now bar is this weird one here, and then hole is also weird because those are the starts and ends of a row, like on its own. Okay, single crochet, and that is our 7th one. Now we are going to start working our way back around. So this is where we're at. We just did the side one right here, but now we have to do the top. We're going to put 2 single crochets in this stitch, 1 in these all the way across, and then 2 in this one. Then we're going to work our way all the way back down and then end by after we put our joining single crochet there, we're going to join into the top of this one over here. So we have 2 single crochets in the top of the stitch, which is going to look like this. It's a little weird because it's the foundation single crochet and it's the first row, all kinds of weird stuff. So that's 1, and then here is the same one next to it. You're going to place 2 single crochets there, and you're going to just continue this all the way around. So 1 and then 2. The other half of the egg is going to be exactly the same as this half. You're just going to be going up this way and then ending down here. I will come back on camera and we will tie off together and then flip it right side out and see what we got. Again, you will do 7 stitches up the side, and then you need to grab your top half so you can go through the 4 stitches, and then you'll have 9 more, just like the other side. This thing is symmetrical. So I'm going to let you do all of that off camera, and then I will come back and we will tie off and see what we have. Okay, finishing my last single crochet. Then we're going to join into the top of our first single crochet, which for some reason got really tiny. Join there, and we can tie off. Now let's take a look at what we've got. Okay, this is our finished egg before we flip it right side out. So let's go ahead and flip it. We'll have to sew in all these tails, but we'll do that in a minute. Let's just take a look at what we've got. So just flip it right side out. And then I like to shove my fingers down all of the edges and especially in the corners. There we go. Making sure everything is nice and put where it's supposed to be. And there we go. We have our cute little egg that you can stick little treats inside of and hide them in your yard for kids, or you could put them in Easter baskets. You could use these as gifts for classmates if you wanted to take some treats to your kids' school, or market them to your customers as eggs to take classmate treats in. Look at that. Perfect. Super duper cute. The last thing, all we have to do is sew in all of our tails. It does need a little bit of shaping, especially to make the stitches like fall where they need to fall. And the cotton is a little bit more temperamental than the acrylic yarn. Acrylic seems to lay where it's supposed to a little bit better. The cotton sometimes seems to have a mind of its own, but I mean, look how simple and cute. You could use these in a million different ways to market them to your customers. So I'm going to sew in one of my tails just to show you how to do it. And then I'm going to pop over on camera and show you guys what the next pattern I have releasing here on the channel. A little sneaky peeky for you. So I like to use a tapestry needle to sew in my tail. And then I'm just going to go down here into the stitches like so. And then I'm going to go across down here like this. And then I'm just going to kind of move it around a little bit until it is fully sewed in, hidden nicely, and then you can snip it off. Really simple. Do that for all of your tails, and then your pretty little refillable Easter egg is complete. Let's go see what the next crochet pattern I'm going to be releasing here on the channel is. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and are excited to make your own refillable crochet Easter eggs. As promised at the beginning of this video, I told you that I would give you a sneaky peeky into the next crochet pattern I have coming out, and that is the baby chick coming out of an egg treat holder. Very similar to the egg holder, but this one is a little chicken. I used some furry yarn in this one. In the video, I will probably just use plain yarn so you guys can see what's happening. This one was actually a prototype, so the finished design will be a little bit different, a little bit better, but this will give you a good idea of what's to come. So if you want to see this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you do not miss it when it goes live very, very soon. And if you want to get your hands on the freebie that goes with this pattern, I created a free sheet of PDF product tags that you can use to market and sell your refillable Easter eggs at markets, in your Etsy shop, or Facebook Marketplace, wherever it is that you sell your crochet things. These product tags will help you explain clearly what the product is to your customers and how much they cost. If you have any questions about how to market these eggs or anything like that, please let me know in the comments. Marketing is my area of expertise, and I would love to brainstorm how you can sell these refillable crochet eggs to your ideal customer. If you like this video and want to see more free crochet patterns, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And like I said before, go ahead and subscribe so you do not miss this pattern coming out very, very soon. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day and a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video.